What's going on, guys? It's Colin here for NextGenTactics, and you'll have to pardon the quality of my voice. My kids have been sick, and I have finally picked it up, so I'm a little bit raspy, that is why. But in my last video, we actually had a pretty good dialogue going on, and I apologize I didn't have the chance to respond to all your comments, but we were talking about using the switch weapons really quickly in order to cancel the pump action animation or to speed up reloads and that sort of thing, and pretty much you guys were sort of 50-50 on whether or not it's a glitch, exploiting a glitch, or whether or not it's smart gameplay. I think probably leaning more towards smart gameplay, and so I thought I'd bring you some Buckshot gameplay in order to demonstrate it a little bit better, because most of the time when I was using slugs, it really wasn't working out that well. Like, I wasn't doing that reload cancel very often. So before I move on to Buckshot, I am going to talk a little bit about slugs, because those are seen as quite overpowered. And the reason is that they perform pretty much the same as a sniper round, both from a damage perspective and a ballistics perspective, which, you know, if you look at how a shotgun slug would work in real life, obviously it would drop off like crazy where it's not being fired from a rifled barrel. But anyway, it is what it is, and you can aim down the sights, which gives you basically a pinpoint little crosshair. Obviously you don't have any magnification, but you're able to basically snipe people with them, and some folks don't like that. Now, I've actually found that slugs are quite tough to use. In close quarters, they can be a little bit more reliable than Buckshot as far as hit detection, but as I mentioned previously, you know, when you have the crosshairs closed, it decreases your sensitivity a lot, so it's tough to get on target. But anyway, I actually prefer running Buckshot, so I'm not even really going to play with slugs a whole lot, so it's kind of a moot point. So I'm going to show you guys, this is my favorite kit setup for running a shotgun. Pump action shotgun of choice. I do not go for the USAS 12 or the USAS, whatever you want to call it. As a fellow commentator, the Russian Badger refers to it, the "you suck at shooting 12," and the Saiga as well. Now, since they buffed Buckshot just before Map Pack 7 in the patch that came out, those things I think are overpowered for sure. Definitely, you can just spam them. I don't find they really take much skill to use, and they're starting to really dominate the game. So if you use any kind of a shotgun, or even if you're using regular weapons and you're beating up on a team pretty badly, before you know it, the Saiga and the USAS or USAS are coming out. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but whatever. I guess you bought the game, right? You can play it how you want, and if you're playing the objectives, then I won't bitch you out too bad. Well, I probably will, but, you know, that's just me. And let me know what you think about the auto shotties. I think they're overpowered. I hate it when lobbies turn into an auto shotty / Saiga blast fest. I mean, they can be high-paced games, but just not a lot of fun to be involved with, and that's just my take on it. Now, that's actually the end of one round, and we go into another round. So here we go. Right off the bat, I'm gonna blow up another tank. I know he's shooting at me, but I'm just kind of waiting for him to stop so I can pop out and launch another stick of C4 at him. And in this round, I do pretty well at destroying the tanks, and you know, and also do quite well with canceling that pump action reload. And right here, though, is a fail. I put 2 into him and I get a third round. No, I don't get the third round off, but he's still only down to 51%. So what I find about the pump action cancellation, I didn't really state my opinion on it before, but I find that the hit detection on Buckshot is pretty shitty in this game. And my personal opinion is that doing this to cancel the pump reload or the pump animation is just kind of an equalizer, as I get a shoddy collateral. But, you know, I find that the hit detection is so bad on the shotguns that if people are able to do this, then, you know, more power to them. What you're essentially doing is pulling the trigger, you're hitting YY, pulling the trigger again, and you're trying to stay on target at the same time. It's not as easy as it looks, so people who are complaining about it but haven't tried it, I recommend you go into a game and start trying that out, because it takes some practice to get that down pat. And so, you know, it's just not it's not as easy as it looks. So I think it takes a little bit of skill to stay on target and get those quick rounds off. You know, it's not like it's super elite level of skill, but, you know, it takes some practice. So if you haven't tried it out, go give it a shot. And if you think that it's a joke, then you're probably have a bit better dexterity than I do on the controller. So let me know how you make out. But you know, I think it's legit. And if the hit detection on Buckshot was better, I probably wouldn't feel that way. But where it is very, very spotty. Shotgun slugs have better hit detection, I find, but then you get accused of cheap tactics for shooting them. It doesn't matter really what the range, you know, you're using slugs, you scrub. So that's fine. I prefer Buckshot anyway. So I actually have been playing around quite a bit. I think before I get up to level 50, as I stab this guy in the eye, Jay Kaiser had called out that he was behind that dumpster, so I thought I'd go stick him in the eye. Anyway, what I figured was I would work on platinuming the 870 and quite possibly the 9891, and I'll see where that leaves me on the road to level 50. So I'll keep you guys posted. But so far, you know, this is a pretty decent game, getting some good kills, and I'm getting better at the technique. So I actually recorded a live commentary after this game. It's also on Isla Innocentes, so if you're sick of looking at this map, then let me know. But otherwise, I can post a live com. But I find that this map is one of the best for running a shotgun, and playing this way with lightweight magnum ammo and buckshot, I find it's a really fun way to play. It's you know, I'm not worried about my KD. I'm not worrying about doing smart things all the time. I'm just trying to run around the map and get kills like crazy. So, you know, that's basically what I'm going after. I'm trying to get a bunch of kills and win the game fast. If it doesn't turn out to be a 10 KD, I don't really care. It's a race for the win, and that's what I'm after. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling on. Just running through deathmatch and getting kills with a shotgun's not so exciting, so I thought I'd let you guys know something else. Basically, this past weekend, I acted as co-host on a podcast with the special guest was actually Daniel Matros, aka Jinto, who is the community manager for DICE. So that was really good. He's a great guy to talk to, and you know, he's not able to share a whole ton of information at this point, but the things that he could, he did talk about. So I think it went over pretty well, and I will put a link in the description to that podcast where you can go download it, and I think you'll find it interesting. We talk a little bit just about himself, about the DICE philosophy, his role as community manager. He's the global community manager, and you know, a little bit about Battlefield 3 to whatever extent possible. And we don't talk about gameplay stuff per se. We are basically just talking about the philosophy that's gone into Battlefield 3, and I think that you'll find it interesting and reassuring for those of you that are worried that they're going to try and implement a whole bunch of COD elements into the game. So definitely check that out. Right there, my tank trap works. I love it when a plan comes together. And anyway, so I thought I would share that information with you, and yeah, so links in the description. Check that out. It was a good time. Really glad to be a part of it. So hopefully we'll have a chance to talk to him after E3, which is coming up in June. And I think that he kind of hinted that they were going to show a little bit of multiplayer gameplay footage in at E3. Don't know if that's the case or not. I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to the podcast, but you know, I think that that's gonna be pretty epic. So if anyone is going to be at E3, man, it's gonna be cool. Definitely stay tuned for what DICE has planned with Battlefield 3. And in other news, I have been talking about getting a gaming PC and playing. I'll probably pick up a few games for PC to lead up to Battlefield 3 to get used to it, and I think I'm have the specs finalized for the most part now. I'm going to just do a bit more research on a couple of things. I've put it out to the folks that follow me on Twitter and have gotten a ton of good information, and talked to some of my friends that game on PC, like Don't Blink and Stoneface Lock. So I think I have the information I need to make a good, educated decision that balances the economics and the performance. So I'm going to order it probably within the next couple of days, and actually some friends of mine and I are actually going to be running a Bad Company 2 server, and then when Battlefield 3 comes out, we will be having our own Battlefield 3 server as well. So, you know, I realize that sometimes things can get frustrating from what I've heard playing on PC, and it's going to be our server, so we're going to make the rules. I figured that's the best way to do it, and so when I get my PC up and running and I'm playing, I will let you PC guys know. So I will bring you my first few games on PC so you can see how badly I suck at it, but you know, I hope you will bear with me, I probably won't be bringing you any beastly PC gameplay for a while, but I'd like to show you guys kind of the learning curve for me, having never gamed on PC, only console, to make the transition. That is all for now. Cheers, guys. We'll talk soon.
Hey guys, we now have our own website. Actually, we've always had our own website, but why not follow us on there? There you'll find all our videos conveniently sorted into playlists by game, as well as videos from many other directors that are part of our NGT network.